fantastic. Yeah, next year we're going to need a bigger room. This is terrific. Well, welcome everyone here to our beautiful Central Library and to the first inaugural Women Elevate SD event. Welcome. On behalf of my wife, Catherine, and I want to welcome all of you for joining us tonight as we honor women throughout the organization, our organization, which I'm so proud of as mayor. And to see the standing room only turnout, all of our nominees, all of those that helped nominate, thank you. You represent the best of our city, and I'm proud of you as mayor. And so thank you for being there. And before I begin, I want to acknowledge some of the high-ranking female leaders who are with us tonight. City Council Member Jen Campbell is here. I saw Council Member Campbell. Glad you're here, Council Member Campbell. I know City Council Member Monica Montgomery was here somewhere. I saw Monica. My Chief of Staff, Amy Fawcett, is here. Amy. The Chief Operating Officer of the City of San Diego, Chris Michelle. Chris. The Assistant Chief Operator for the City of San Diego, Stacy Lometico. Yes, there's a pattern here, isn't there? Our Independent Budget Analyst, Andrea Tevlin. Andrea, I saw you here tonight. You were here. And we have some of our Chiefs of Staffs from council members who are here. Chief of Staff Jamie Fox from District 1. Jamie, thank you for being here. Chief of Staff Venus Molina from District 2 is here. Venus. Chief of Staff Elizabeth Spillane, District 5. Elizabeth, welcome. Glad you're here. And so many other department directors, deputy directors, city attorneys, city managers, all of you who are all making a difference. This is an exciting time for the city of San Diego. Women hold a majority on the San Diego City Council. It's just one further. Of course, we have a woman serving as our chief legal officer, city attorney Mara Elliott, as well, citywide. Part of why we are gathering here tonight is obviously to recognize so many, and the fact that we have so many women in senior management positions across the board who are really moving the needle and taking the city in a positive direction. You're trailblazers, and you're working hard day in and day out with one goal. How do we make this city better for all of us, for all of our families, for all of our kids in every single neighborhood? And so tonight, we're honoring all of your service as part of Women's History Month. Everyone in this room has been an example of excellent leadership and action. So thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your great hard work and support and believing in the organization that is the City of San Diego. Before I go too much further, I also want to give a special thank you to the woman that organized this entire event from its inception, Christina Chadwick, hiding in the back there. Christina, thank you. What a great setup. A great setup. As I said, it's overwhelming. We're going to need a bigger room next year. I love it. It is now, ladies and gentlemen, it's now my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker for tonight. And she's fantastic. Marine Corps Captain Jessica Goldbeck. And Captain Goldbeck is a San Diego native and serves as the protocol officer of the Marine Corps Recruit Depot San Diego. It's an organization that is less than 9% female. And she was one of the first women to volunteer to attend combat arms training that had previously been closed to women. She has spent time on Capitol Hill, in Africa, and the Pentagon, and so many other great assignments. And so we're really fortunate to have her here tonight to share a couple of few words for our keynote address. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Captain Janessa Goldbeck. Captain.
Wow, there's a lot of people here. Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. It's an honor to be here with you tonight. Thank you so much to the City of San Diego, to the Mayor, Mrs. Faulkner, for inviting me to speak. And most importantly, thank you to the employees of the city. Those of you in the room who, from whether behind the scenes or out in front, work every day to make this America's finest city. We're here tonight to celebrate the many trailblazing women in positions of leadership throughout the city, to include City Council President and my councilwoman, Georgette Gomez, who I've actually never met, but maybe after this I'll get a chance. Women like City Attorney Mara Elliott, the Mayor's Chief of Staff, the Chief Operating Officer, Assistant Chief Operating Officer, City Clerk, Independent Budget Analyst, and 13 different department directors, as well as all of you. Yeah, please give yourselves a round of applause. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Janessa. It's okay, Mayor, I'll get back to you later on that one. I'm an active duty Marine Corps captain. I'm stationed right here at the Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego. That's that crazy place over by the airport. As you're flying in and out, you've probably seen obstacles and a rappel tower. That's where I work. It's the Marine Corps' West Coast Boot Camp. The depot has been in operation for almost 100 years here in San Diego, and 365 days a year, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, including on Christmas and New Year's, we train recruits to become Marines. More than 17,000 recruits will graduate this year from right here in San Diego. And if you've never been to a boot camp graduation, I would love to have you all come visit and watch. It's pretty motivating, and that's a real offer. Find me later. You're probably wondering why I'm up here at a celebration of women's leadership in San Diego, rattling off about the Marine Corps, which, as an organization, is not particularly well known for its thought leadership on women's issues. Although maybe it should be, like I'm up here, right? The Marine Corps is, as an organization, less than 9% female. We have 2 active duty female generals, and only recently opened up all jobs to both genders. Previously, there were some combat arms roles that were not open to women. For instance, I'm a combat engineer officer by trade, which basically means I get to build things and I get to blow things up. It's a pretty cool job. But until recently, it was also a job that was considered too tough and too dangerous for a woman. And I use that line all the time because it makes me seem pretty cool. But it is a tough job, and that is true. I'm not saying that the Marine Corps is a bad place to be a woman. It isn't. I love it. But I will say that it is a place where women, intentionally or not, stand out. I'm certain that within this room, there are many of you who have at one time or another stood out in your workplace or your community, stood out in a way that meant you had to shoulder the burden, responsibility, or whatever you want to call it, of standing for everyone like you. There are likely many here tonight who have felt at some point that their choices, mistakes, failures, and successes were viewed, justly or not, as those of an entire gender or race, sexual orientation, or cultural identity. Bearing the mantle of representing all people like you is a lot, but for women especially, because we are not all the same. We do not all have the same experiences, and we don't all care about the same things. The other day, Senator Kamala Harris was asked about her stance on women's issues. She said, "It's a woman's issue to care about climate change. It's a woman's issue to want comprehensive immigration reform. It's a woman's issue to think about criminal justice reform, and it's a woman's issue to care about reproductive health care and the Affordable Care Act. It's a woman's issue to care about so many of these things." I agree with her. But if women's issues truly are cross-cutting and interwoven across every other issue, then why do we need to call women's issues out as their own separate thing? Why do we need to recognize women in their own category? What's the point of Women's History Month or a committee to advance women and girls? A few years back, I had a conversation with a mentor of mine. This woman is a complete badass. She's a Marine officer and one of the first women to command troops in combat. She's deployed into war zones and been decorated numerous times. She runs a 6-minute mile, okay? Like I said, she's a badass. She was asked to speak at an event highlighting the accomplishments of women in the military, but she turned it down. I asked her why, and she replied that she didn't want to be known for her accomplishments as a woman, she just wanted to be known as a good Marine. To some degree, I understand that sentiment. I think my gender and my sexual orientation are 2 of the least interesting things about who I am as a person and how I perform as a Marine officer. But I also acknowledge that those things make my experience in life fundamentally different than the experience of others. That no matter what, I will always be perceived differently, and my words will carry a different kind of weight than those of others who are not like me. I was recently talking to a friend of mine about an opportunity I had to be in a room with a number of powerful individuals. This friend is an ex-sailor in his mid-60s. From a place of truly good intention, my friend, the cisgender white male sailor, advised me to consider that my appearance and manner of dressing could be off-putting to a fairly conservative room, and to consider wearing lipstick and heels as a means to put everyone at ease. Trust me, I don't think a 5'11" in heels would put anyone at ease. He genuinely meant well, and to a certain degree, he might have been right. Being visibly different can sometimes be a disadvantage because people project their biases on you. Bias explains why some jobs were once considered too tough for women to hold, not just in the military, but in law, athletics, law enforcement, and the service industry. Bias is a critical ingredient in the societal evil potion that keeps the median working woman earning roughly 83 cents to every dollar earned by a man, and why women still lag behind men when it comes to holding top leadership positions in government and business. As much as it would be nice to pretend that we live in a world that is post-bias, where each of us sees only the merits of the individuals before us and responds accordingly, we don't. We live in a society that is just starting to acknowledge the systematic abuse, harassment, and disempowerment of women, especially women of color, trans women, and women from dire economic circumstance. Which is why it is so important to take a moment, like tonight, or a month, like this month, to recognize and celebrate the accomplishments of women. Women who, despite systematic institutional bias, have charged forward, put their fists through glass ceilings, altered expectations, and blazed new trails for those behind them. It is why it is so important that the mayor has announced the creation of the Committee to Advance Women and Girls, which aims to address not only issues that are traditionally considered women's issues, like childcare and, believe it or not, equal compensation, but also seeks to ensure women are active participants and leaders across a wide variety of city boards and commissions. That's huge, and it's a game changer for all of San Diego. We are so fortunate to live in a stunning city that has been shaped by visionary women from the very beginning. We owe our own beautiful Balboa Park to Kate Sessions, who in 1892 struck a deal with the city of San Diego to lease 30 acres of land as her growing fields, and then proceeded to plant just about every tree in that park. In 1892, that's pretty badass. Actually, Mayor, while I've got you here. According to Wikipedia, a very reputable news source, the statue of Kate in Balboa Park is the only full statue of a non-fictional woman in the city of San Diego. Do we have anyone from Parks and Rec here? Okay, maybe we could do something about that. In just a few minutes, we're going to honor and recognize a few other badass women who have taken on leadership roles across the city. It's an honor to have briefly shared this podium as those women whose contributions to San Diego are so momentous. As we honor them, I hope that each of you takes a moment to honor your own accomplishments, and to recognize how important it is that you are in the seat you're in, both at work and in the community. Your perspective, based on who you are and where you come from, is different than anyone else's. And that difference is what allows the city to approach complex challenges in innovative ways. If you stand out because you're different, good. Keep standing out. I'm proud to have been born and raised, live and work in a city that recognizes differences as strengths and with intention takes a moment to celebrate them. Let's continue to celebrate ourselves, to lift each other up, to call out bias when we see it, and to find solutions that empower us all. I'm so inspired by so many of the leaders in this room tonight, and I'm looking forward to meeting many of you after. Thank you so much for having me. Semper Fidelis, and good night.
I'm fired up too. Janessa, thank you. Thank you, and thank you. I'd now like to introduce another incredible woman that I know, an entrepreneur, a business owner, and she happens to be my wife, Catherine. So Catherine, come on up, and she's going to announce tonight's youth scholarships.
Thank you, and I'm so happy to be here. It's great to be here to present the scholarships to 5 deserving youth leaders made possible by One San Diego. Whether it's at a library, community group, or recreation program, San Diego is fortunate to have strong and confident girls enrich our communities and demonstrate leadership every day. We want to encourage future leaders to grow by helping them gain access to educational and extracurricular opportunities. This is what tonight's event's all about. One San Diego's mission is to promote equal access, and the organization was eager to support the girls honored here tonight. I'd like to welcome them to the front. Kayla Van Houten is a Girl Scout and volunteer explorer with the Chula Vista Police Department. But that's not all. She's an honor student. Kaylee carries a heavy academic workload, plays sports, and acts as a role model for her peers. Natalie Wen. Natalie is the president of the San Diego Asian Youth Organization through the San Diego Police Department, and she has a 4.0 GPA. Not bad. Sophia Wrighthouse. Sophia is a Master Sergeant in the Young Marines and a Cadet Petty Officer in the Naval Junior ROTC. She is a role model and a Girl Scout. Alexandra Arriola Contreras. She helped her parents with their business supporting elderly patients with dementia. Now, at 18, she's taking full responsibility of the business to support her family. She has a 4.1 GPA and wants to be a neurosurgeon so that she can help find a cure for Alzheimer's disease. And San Diego wants to be the place, so we welcome you. Chloe Youngflesh. How cute is that? She is a 5-year-old leader who has already been recognized by her teachers for her Together is Better attitude. She is donating this scholarship to her school to increase science, technology, engineering, arts, and math programs. That is very generous. Each of these young girls are receiving a $500 gift toward extracurricular and educational interest of their choice. Let's give each of these young women a round of applause and congratulations.
Go ahead, go ahead. Congratulations. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you, Catherine. And throughout the city, we are fortunate to work alongside a multitude of women leaders who perform exceptional work for all of the neighbors and the neighborhoods that we serve in the city. From our public safety officers to our administrative professionals to our city attorneys to our department directors. There are countless stories of women who are going above and beyond every single day to help elevate our city for the better. And in fact, more than 120 of you were nominated by your peers as being exceptional leaders in the workplace. Remember when we started and we thought, and I was talking with Christina and others, how many nominations do you think we might get? And to see literally the stack, it was a testament to each and every one of you. And so as you take a look around the room, take a look at obviously all of the badges. They're recognized with those badges. We see how hard that you work. And I appreciate your commitment to this city and to the entire organization. And we want to help support you so that you can continue to make public service part of a lasting career. All of us in this room have that in common. And so the recognition tonight demonstrates that all employees, no matter what position that you're in, have that opportunity to lead, to have that opportunity to make the city a better place. And that's what leadership is all about. And so that's why tonight we are giving not one, but 2 scholarships to exceptional city employees who are leading the way. And so it is now my pleasure to announce the winners of the inaugural Women Elevate SD Awards. First and foremost is our Deputy City Attorney, Christine Leone, and Supervising Recycling Specialist, Chelsea Kleischusch. Come on up, both of you. Come on up. Congratulations. Come on up, come on over here. A little bit about them. Our Deputy City Attorney, Christine Leone, has been instrumental in guiding the city through complex issues for pure water. Those are complex. I know that firsthand. She lends her environmental expertise to the city's Environment Committee and formerly led the city's Land Use Litigation Unit. Christine is also a trained legal observer for the ACLU. And our Supervising Recycling Specialist, Chelsea Kleischusch, did I pronounce that right? Chelsea Kleischusch, I did. She works, got some fans in the house, I like that, works hard every day to make our San Diego environment better. Her passion for work is ever present, but it's especially obvious to those familiar with her efforts with waste reduction. In her spare time, she serves on the Southeast San Diego Planning Group and the Central Commercial District Revitalization Corporation. So let's please join me in giving Christine and Chelsea and all the nominees tonight a big round of applause. Good job. And now it's time to present the first ever Heart of Service Award to someone who embodies what it means to be a leader at the city. Our Assistant Chief Operating Officer, Stacy Lemetico, has... All right. You're doing great. Our Assistant Chief Operating Officer, Stacy, she has spent the past 33 years serving the residents of San Diego. She started as an intern. Yes, an intern. And during her time at SDSU, she worked her way up at the City of San Diego to become the Park and Recreation Director. Yeah. You can never take Parks and Rec out of the Park and Rec people. Never true. But her record of accomplishment, results, and I can tell you an institutional knowledge and just plain common sense is called upon by all of us and countless employees who seek her mentorship now. And that's what Stacy brings to the organization. Stacy, you mean so much to this organization and to this city. We are lucky to have you and all of the help and all of the support and all of the hours and all of the issues that we have gone through. And as you can see here tonight, all of your fellow colleagues and city employees who helped make this recognition possible. I thought it would be better if you heard directly from a few of the people whose lives that you have touched along the way. So apparently when you've been here for 33 years, a couple people like you and think that you're doing good stuff, but please continue.
Hi, Stacy. Stacy Lemetico showed me what bravery and leadership is.
Can't look at her. Stacy helped me realize that every person can do any job, large or small, when empowered to do the right thing.
Stop. Stacy, you made me a better and more effective city leader. Through your guidance, your door was always open. Through your honesty, Stacy tells it like it is, and through your never-ending support and your never-ending supply of red vines. Thank you for always having our back.
Stacy, my most important life mentor, has taught me that we're all each other's responsibility in this life and how important it is, especially as women, that we help each other to succeed and grow.
Stacy's wisdom, empowering leadership style, mentorship, and steadfast commitment to public service inspired me every day to be the best version of myself.
Stace, it's Trace. She's one of the first people I met when I was here. Stacy taught me how you could be tough, but be fair more. How you can be loud and have fun, but be effective, and always do what you say you're going to do. And you're a badass.
Stacy has influenced my life in so many ways. By the example that you show, strength, compassion, and the value of hard work. Thank you.
Stacy, you always act in the best interests of the city, its citizens, and its employees, without regard to what's in your best interest. You genuinely listen. You are an excellent partner in working towards what's best for the city, and I'm so proud of you.
Stacy, you taught me the importance of reaching out to other departments and supporting my fellow colleagues when they're facing a challenge. Thank you.
Stacy, you inspired me that I could make a positive influence to my staff and the communities I serve as a deputy director in the park department. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Stacy, you taught us all how important it is to be a unicorn. You're authentically caring. You are just a leader extraordinaire. Your encyclopedic knowledge of all things city is amazing. And then it's the cannolis. You are the heart of San Diego.
Stacy, you taught me the difference between a cannoli and a cannelloni. There's a difference. And also that no city problem can possibly be more important than our friendship. Thank you.
They are here. You don't get to go just yet. I know how you look like the spotlight, but everybody looking at you right here. So I'll just talk slowly now. But Stacy, it's very clear by tonight and some of those words you just heard that you've been an inspiration for so many employees and people throughout the city of San Diego. So I'm proud to announce tonight that in the years to come, this award will be known as the Stacy Lometico Heart of Service Award.
I do. I'm speechless. For those that know me, that's a rarity. I just want to say thank you. When I started, I did not want to stay here. I wanted to be an executive director of a nonprofit. It was my goal. And in some ways, I am. So I guess I made my goal. But truly, I'm a public servant. And I find I am so proud to be a public servant. I don't find it shameful. I don't find the word ugly. I find it noble. And I truly am honored by this because it shows for 33 years in partnership with all of you and those that I've worked with who are here too, who've retired, who've taught me the way to have heart. I made a difference. And for all of you who were nominated today, you made a difference. And in today's society, that's often not valued. And so I want to say thank you very much, and for guiding me, each and every one of you, and for helping me be a public servant that I always wanted to be. And for Mayor Faulkner and Mrs. Faulkner and Amy Fawcett and Chris Michelle, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Thank you. Don't forget your process. You have to leave it. Wow. Thank you, Stacy. Incredible inspiration. Before we go, and I'm encouraging everybody to stick around tonight to say hi to some of your fellow colleagues, nominees, and friends and family. I wanted to thank a few folks that really helped make this has been a very special get-together tonight. As I said, the first one. I want to thank one San Diego Executive Director, Dina Desario. Dina, thank you. I want to thank our San Diego Regional Chamber of Commerce Chief Operating Officer, Jamie Bradford. Jamie, thank you. Ruben Camarino, our city employee from our IT department, for providing tonight's music. Ruben, thank you, my friend. Sensational Treats provided the dessert bar. Thank you. That's very nice. As I mentioned, we had a really significant nomination process. It took a long time to go through these. Eric Caldwell, Lakshmi Comey, and our HR department for assisting with all of the nomination process. Thank you, guys. Last but not least, one more time, Christina Chadwick for organizing everything. Christina, tonight. Thank you to all of our nominees. You do elevate our city. I'm proud of you. Our city is proud of you. Keep up the great, fantastic work. We need you. You're what keeps this city, this organization going. Thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for all of you being here tonight. Now let's relax and have a little fun. Thank you, guys. Congratulations.